This is Motorsport Radio.
Awesome, right?
The Superbike Show on Motorsport Radio.
Hello and welcome. The Superbike Show is back. My name is Lester. Joining us on the Superbike Show, the second one of 2022, it is Luke Newman. Hello, Luke.
Hello, Lester.
Excellent. Good to have you here. And making a Motorsport Radio debut this evening on the Superbike Show, it is a prestigious, prolific motorsport writer and all-round social media czar. It is Dawn Hammersley. Good evening, Dawn.
Hello. Good evening.
Good to have you on the show tonight. And it's you probably have already heard or seen Dawn's postings on the 10,000 various Facebook groups and stuff, but she is also a journalist and a writer, and we'll get on to talking about Dawn and all the amazing things that she does. And now she's managed to do an extra thing and come on this show, so thank you for giving us your an hour or so in the evening, Dawn. Thank you, really appreciate that. So yes, it is the Superbike Show. We are live and things can go wrong. Hopefully not during the show. So, because we are live, you can get in touch with us. How do you do that? Well, you can comment in the comments box below wherever you tuned into this. So you can use the hashtag Motorsport Radio on all good social media channels, or you can at Motorsport Radio on TikTok, yes, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, loads of places. There's literally too many places, I forget. And yes, we've adding more all the time. So anyway, it's race week, Luke. It's back.
Yes.
It's, wow. And time to wake up, everybody, because MotoGP is back. And, yes, there's not been that many big headlines, to be honest, this week. So there's not that much news to talk about. I mean, we'll get on to talking about that dodgy football game that they had in the dodgy stadium, and we won't mention anything else about the stadium later. But that's about the only bit of PR news that there's been, I guess, because everyone's been travelling and generally exciting. But I think from Thursday, Friday, lots of comments and quotes, and we'll get flooded all over the internet, and we'll pick apart the best quotes on our website, motorsport.radio, as well. So, yes, it's race week, and how are you? How much excitement have you got, Luke?
A lot.
A lot.
I can't wait.
Condensed down into a couple of words. Dawn, I know. You've got an extra bit of significance, an extra bit of excitement for this year, because your son has been competing in the esports, in the official MotoGP esports championship, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that starts tomorrow. The first round is tomorrow for them. Yeah, he qualified last year, and he rode for the Red Bull KTM team, and he was the only English person to ever get through, and he finished the championship in 6th place. Really proud.
Wow,
yeah.
And that's for those who, I don't know, but maybe casual viewers, or you maybe just go onto the MotoGP website now and again. That is the official main esports. What's the official title of it called again?
MotoGP Sports.
Oh, okay.
Competition.
Fair enough. You can tell I obviously watch it quite a lot, but yeah, no. Keep us up to date with that, and good luck, Jack, for the competition this year. So extra significance for you, MotoGP, but the racing this weekend. How excited are you then, Dawn? It's been a long time.
200%, yeah, really, yeah. It doesn't seem to have been that long though, really, since Valencia. It has come round quick, but. Yeah, really excited.
Yeah, well, I suppose depends on how much you've missed it, I suppose. I think it's been like 4 at least 4 months, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, get in touch this evening before we get into the main bit of the show and add your comments. Disagree with anything that I've got to say. You can politely agree with Dawn and her points of view. I doubt she'll be saying anything controversial, but you're welcome to if you want, Dawn. And Luke, Luke. Well, but Luke's an unknown entity. He sat on the fence quite a lot in his first show last week. I wrote that off down to nerves, but I will be drawing him out for some big opinions this week. And joining us later on the show, after he's home from work, we are hoping to make contact with Kristian Chamberlain, who was a regular last year and in 2020. Can you believe it's like 2020 was like 2 years ago now? Berserk. Anyway, Qatar and Luke, we'll let you start off with the main headline, or I think probably if we run down team by team and give a bit of a brief overview of how we expect everyone to get on.
Okay, well, we'll start with Ducati. I'm expecting dominance from them this weekend coming up. Their class of riders is sort of untouchable from every other manufacturer. They have Bagnaia, Miller, Zarco, Martin, Bastianini, all have the potential to get on the podium. Obviously, Bagnaia and Martin and Zarco did last year in the 2 Grand Prix, so big things to come from them this weekend.
Wow, well, I asked for an opinion, and there you go. I got one done straight away off the bat. It's going to be an absolute walkover for the Ducati. Do you agree with that, Dawn?
Yeah, I've got Pecco down for the win, definitely.
Yeah, okay. And what about the team's chances overall, championship-wise?
Yeah, I've got him down. I think he'll win the championship, definitely.
Wow, okay. Rare agreement. Okay, fair enough. Sorry?
You've seen it here first. We're saying it.
Yeah, well, we can go and rewind refer back and link back to it and say, well, you remember how you stuck your colours to the mast, programme number 1 of the season there? Well, you were completely wrong, because it was Fabio Quartararo who actually won the championship again, just before his move to Repsol Honda. Ooh, hello. But anyway, yeah, so do you agree with that? Are you tuned in, listening or watching live? As I say listening, because we do stream audio as well on the show. Get in touch, have your say. What do you think about Ducati's chances? What about just going in, who should we pick next? Aprilia.
Oh, Aprilia is a tough one. It could go either way, really, with them. You can never tell. They look good in testing.
Yeah.
But you can never tell from testing whether their race pace at a different circuit from Sepang and Mandalika, if it will work the same, or if Aleix and Maverick just have good one lap. Because Maverick Vinales, he's the king of testing. He tops testing every year, and then comes to racing, and he just crumbles.
Yeah.
And Dawn, do you broadly agree or disagree with Aprilia's chances?
Yeah, I totally agree with Luke. Yeah, not expecting too much of Maverick at all.
Oh, do you not like him?
He's okay, but
Oh,
he's had his bad days.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. A big hello to everybody tuned in, by the way, and I've not yet shared it on the BSB fans Facebook group. I don't know if you guys have yet, but a big hello to Chris Howells tuned in, and to Matty Hughes as well, who points out that when we said there wasn't much news, we were talking about MotoGP. Of course, we will get on to referring to Michael Dunlop later on in the show. Kyle Winter, big hello, Kyle, and to Wayne Edwards, and everybody else who's also tuned in, and to Kim as well. Big hello. Keep getting in touch tonight. Yeah, you can sack the football off. I heard there's some sort of soccer ball game going on tonight? I don't know much about it. It's all about MotoGP, basically, this week. So that's what you want to be paying attention to. Right, next team, Luke. Who we looking at? What do we think?
Let's go KTM. I think they also could struggle this season.
Could or will definitely struggle. Go on.
Let's go will definitely struggle. Maybe with a podium and potentially a win here and there.
Who for, though?
Who for?
Who's the best in that KTM team?
Brad Bender. Most consistent. Can't qualify, but can race. That's the one problem with Bender. He qualifies down normally outside the top 12 and then has to work very hard to get up there. So he'll normally finish about 6th. But if he can qualify this year, he could definitely be a front runner.
Yeah.
But KTM overall, they don't like Qatar as well. That is a track notoriously
well, nobody likes Qatar, really, do they? Let's be honest.
They don't like the track then.
Well, yeah, it's always it's a bit of an odd one, I suppose, isn't it? And being the start of the season, everyone might be a bit sort of, well, there is no game to be off or on, is it? It's basically you just, I suppose it could have the potential to throw up some unusual results. I don't know. No, okay. Dawn, what do we think about KTM? Is poor old Miguel, is he written off? Is it all about the Binder in that team?
Yeah, I think it's definitely Binder, and they do have the rear grip issues, the KTM, definitely. Yeah. I am excited to see what Remy can do.
Oh, yeah.
And Fernando, the rookies, yeah.
Well, since we're talking about that then, what do you think they'll do?
Top, probably about just inside the top 10 on some tracks.
Yeah.
But Remy's hoping to get top rookie, and I think he could. He's slightly injured at the moment. So he could be going into this round not on top form, but I don't think it'll take him long to get right.
Okay, fair enough. I think Luke agrees with that. Not what I said.
Partly, I guess. I do like Remy. I want to see what he can do on a big bike, but I think I might lean a bit more towards Fernandez potentially this season, because he just looked to have that little bit more talent-wise than Remy, and if he can be more consistent than he was in Moto2, could be rookie of the year potentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you are tuned in and you're hoping for a Ducati walkover this weekend in the Lusail track at Qatar, I swear that always used to be called Lusail. I swear
it did. Don't know what I've changed.
Did. Anyway, rewriting history. It's now the Lusail Circuit International Track or whatever. Yeah, how well do you think they will go? The KTMs. Who's the best of the KTM bunch? Will they manage to pull out an occasional podium? Maybe. Is Binder set for better things? Maybe. Who knows? Right, next team. Luke, who are we picking?
Let's go Yamaha.
Okay.
With the reigning champion Quartararo.
And we know already he's basically already out of the door because he's not confirmed yet. So that will affect his performance this year. He'll be at the back of the grid. He'll be off his game. His mind's already gone. It's the first race coming into a season as champion. He's basically, we're writing him off, aren't we?
Not Qatar, not.
Okay, go on. Why not?
Yamaha historically have done well there. I mean, last year, I think it was Maverick and Fabio won both of the opening races there. So Fabio has good form there. Previously, in his rookie race there, he qualified 5th, but stalled it on the grid, so had to start from pit lane. But yeah, I think Fabio could get a podium. He could challenge the Ducatis, but the rest of the season, I'm not sure. He did crumble under pressure in 2020 when fighting for the championship. So could he crumble as champion, potentially, trying to defend it?
Ooh, interesting thesis. I reckon. I mean, it could actually be the case, Dawn, that he's always come from a point of being a challenger, and clearly he's enjoyed that because he's done so well at it. And this is going to be the first time he's coming into a season as the champion. So your whole mindset's gone from just going flat out all the time, and now he's got that weight on his shoulders. He's going to be he's all the pressure's on him.
Definitely, yeah, I agree. I think it might be a little bit too much for him.
Yeah, do you think he might crumble, as Luke says?
Yeah, I do.
Well, for what it's worth.
I think with Quartararo as well, nobody likes crashing, but in the previous seasons, if he has had a crash or two, that really knocks his confidence. So if that does happen, unfortunately, I think that will play a big part in his mental aspect as well.
Oh. Well, I think he'll do all right. You heard it here first. So, ignore them, Fabio. Then you stick to your guns, and I'm going to put him down for a win. I know we're going to do some predictions later on. So, yeah. Anyway, I've already said mine anyway. What about Morbidelli, though, Dawn?
I really like Morbidelli, but I'll have to watch and see how he does, I think, in the first couple of rounds. Because, like I say, he's come after a big injury. So, but he must feel a bit pressured too. Teammate, champion. So,
well,
he'll come good in the end. Might not be this season though.
Ooh, well, Luke, Morbidelli, his chances, not just this weekend, but over the season, or does he not have any chance?
He does. If he is fit, like Dawn said, then he definitely has a chance. He showed it in 2020 when he was fully fit, runner-up in the championship on a 2019 spec Yamaha, I think. So he definitely does have the talent, and obviously he's being mentored by Rossi. I mean, who wouldn't want to be? But he's got the talent. If he's fit, he will be, but if he's not, 2023 will be a good shout for Franco.
Yeah.
I'll come back to the Yamaha team later on, because there's a few more questions that I've got regarding how we think they might do this weekend. But next team, who are we choosing to look at, Luke? Pick one on.
Let's go Honda. Leave Suzuki for last.
Yeah, okay. Honda, then go on. Your thoughts.
Marquez and Paul Espargaro have the potential to go well, I reckon. The Repsol Honda team were looking good again in testing. Mark didn't feel like the bike was his own yet, but I reckon once he gets to a race weekend and he just gets back into the flow of things, he'll be back to the old Marc Marquez again. Okay.
And if I was to push you to come up with a prediction for the season, if you let's say you had £50 to put on it, I lent you £50, and you were to put a bet on that team as to like how well like if you was to bet where they'd come in the championship.
What, Repsol or Honda overall?
Let's be even more specific. Marc Marquez.
Okay.
Because he's been off the boil for the past couple of years.
In my predictions, I do have him in the top 3. I think he will get a third.
In the championship?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. And same question for you, Dawn. The Repsol Hondas, how do you think they will do?
Yeah, I'm with Luke on that one. I'd put Marquez down as third, possibly. I don't think he's going to win the championship.
Oh.
And like Espargaro, he sort of turns up one weekend and then perhaps not the next. But it will depend on how fully fit Marquez is. But he'll be giving it his all like he always does.
Well, yeah, obviously. But he might give too much.
Yeah. And he hasn't won there since 2014. So he will be striving, I think, probably. And then have to see what happens.
There you go, Dawn with all the stats.
When he pushes as well, he normally does end up crashing. So We saw that last year quite a bit in some of the flag-to-flag races, especially, where he thought he could get the win in the wet and did just end up throwing it down the road. Obviously, it won't rain in Qatar, but...
Well, I don't know. There's been in various countries in that area, there's been snow this week.
Just looked dusty.
Actual white snow. I'm not being very specific because I forgot which particular country it was on the news.
One year, didn't he? And they had to race on the Monday because the rain was that bad on the Sunday.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so in terms of just going back to what you were saying there, Luke, about Marquez, potentially the past couple of years, you might have been right. He was sort of over pushing a little bit too much, and that was causing him to crash, and his arm fell off and stuff. But he doesn't have that same pressure. I mean, he will internally from within the team because they expect another championship this year, but he sort of doesn't have that kind of pressure because he's still got the thing that he can, with his shoulder that he can say, yeah, well, I didn't, do well because of my shoulder and stuff like that. So, yeah. What do you think?
We all know what Mark's like. He'll put pressure on himself. He wants that 9th title. He wants to push for 10. This is, what's this? I think he said his 10th year in...
Oh, yeah, there was, yes, Repsol released a video, or the team released a video. Yes, you are right, his 10th year at the team.
So, obviously, 10th year with Repsol Honda as well, so...
yeah.
Yeah, he puts pressure on himself. I don't think the team will put much pressure on him because he is their golden boy, in a way.
Not publicly, they won't, but...
Yeah, not publicly, but privately... You never know, but if anyone would, it would be Alberto Puig because he's a bit of a character when you see him in interviews. But yeah, it's an odd one with Marquez. You can't really tell. We'd have to see after race 1 how he's looking.
Well, we speculated last week, Dawn, that maybe Marquez in some sort of other universe of crazy world where if Quartararo's leaving, allegedly, possibly, and there's rumour that maybe Marquez could be out of the door if he doesn't, something catastrophic goes wrong with his relationship with that team, that they could actually do a little switch.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Yeah, because, I mean, if, as Luke says, if he doesn't perform for whatever reason, then, the internal politics, he might just say, well, yeah, okay, fair enough. I'm gone. That's me. I'm done.
There is one big factor that has now left Yamaha, which would probably wouldn't have liked having him there, which is Rossi, of course.
Yeah.
There is that. Yeah.
I think Yamaha probably would have tried to get him behind the scenes, but a Marquez and Rossi relationship, especially in the same garage, if they were both in the factory team, wouldn't have worked. So now's the time. Well,
I'm inclined to say, actually, Luke, you may be more correct than you probably know in that it will. This weekend's first race of the season will probably set the entire tone for the rest of the season. I mean, he might get injured. His arm might literally fall off. Who knows? Hopefully not. But anyway, right, next team. Who are we going for?
There's still FCR Honda to talk about, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting big things from them. I reckon potentially both of them will be out the door at the end of the season. Alex Marquez and Taka Nakagami. So I think Taka will, because there's Ayagura and Moto2, who I reckon will replace him next year, but that's a different matter. Yeah, neither of them did well last year at Qatar, or overall in general. So I think this is their last season of MotoGP. Calling it now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Dawn, your thoughts? Do you agree with what Luke just said, or is he talking rubbish?
No, I think I agree with Luke, definitely. Yeah. I don't think you'd see much more from them two now, unfortunately.
So, possible replacements, who Who's on the radar then? Who might we see coming in?
I suppose depends perhaps what happens in Moto2.
Yes.
Potentially World Superbikes as well. If you look over with Leccarona there, with Honda now. So
yeah,
there's that relationship.
What about... I forgot his name. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
I do think Ayagura to the LCR Idemitsu bike, because they're both Japanese and they both carry the Idemitsu sponsorship. So it almost just sets up the move if he does well in Moto2.
Everything will fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. We sorted that out. Suzuki. Oh dear.
I think Rins will have another nightmare of a season.
Why?
He crashes too much. I said it last week. I'll say it again. He's not consistent. That's Rins' one problem. He has the talent. He has the pace. But he pushes that a little bit too hard and just throws it down the road. Like at Portimao, he was challenging with Fabio and he was setting lap times which he hadn't done all weekend, and you could just tell that was going to be it. He was going to throw it down the road, and he did a couple of laps later after setting a lap record pace or something which he hadn't touched all weekend in any session. So
wow, you should have put some money on that, Luke.
I actually did say at the time, I was like, Rins is going to crash. He did.
Whenever you get those inklings, yeah, just I don't know, get them bet fair or something.
Rins is normally a safe one to bet on anyway, to crash, to be honest.
Okay, interesting. Maybe he's turned a corner, literally, and maybe he's done a bit of mental work. Dawn. That means he's not such a crash-prone buffoon as Luke would have you believe. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I agree with Luke again. Really, I don't think he's going to do anything, and I don't think Mia will either.
Oh, blimey! Okay,
that's interesting.
Not much. Go on. Why don't you like Mia then?
I think this is the one we've differed on here.
Yeah, I do like him, but I don't know. I just don't think he's got it in him again to win it.
Was it last week, Luke, that you said you were was it me who said you said you were in love with or something like that? You was like your favourite rider ever or something like that? Maybe I'm exaggerating.
Because it wasn't the 36 that was my favourite ever, but that's a different.
Okay, we'll find that out in future shows. But for you, Mir, his chances.
Yeah, a couple podiums in them this season, I reckon. They have got the new engine in the Suzuki, more top speed, and it still looks like it can turn quite well. So they've kept the Suzuki characteristics and added some more top speed. So Mir has a chance to keep up with some riders, but Suzuki and Livio Supo's there as well, which is going to be a big factor in the garage for the mental strength. So fingers crossed for Mia.
Interesting. Okay. I forgot who we haven't talked about. Have we done Grassini? I don't think we have yet.
But we haven't really touched the satellite teams. Let's
have a chat about them then. Your chances for the Grassini, that's Fabio Di Gianantonio and Bastianini, Luke. How will they get on this season?
I'm expecting decent things from Bastianini. He's not on a factory spec Ducati as far as I'm aware. I think he's on the 21 GP. I might be wrong. But it is still an upgrade from his 2020 spec Ducati that he was on last year. So I'm expecting a race win maybe at Misano. He got two podiums there last year. Yeah, he got 2 podiums there last year on an old bike. So he's on a newer one now. I think his name is definitely in the hat for a race win this season.
Okay. Dawn, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think definitely a podium finish for Bastianini, definitely, yeah. He showed real good form towards the end of the season, last season, yeah. Definitely.
What about Fabio?
Yeah, I think he'll do okay. I think he might need this season to, get the feel of things, and then definitely next year, contender.
Okay, fair enough.
I think the team will get along well, though. They've been teammates before, so...
Yeah, it will be hard for them.
I don't think Bastianini would be against sharing data with Di Giannantonio if their riding style is similar, because they both get along. They have previously, so it could be a very good relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I have no opinion on them at all, to be honest. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see about them. Who else haven't we talked about Pramac yet? No, we haven't.
Briefly mentioned them, but
is it worth mentioning them again?
Well, I said that they could get podiums and maybe win in Qatar, but that's about as much as mentioned.
Okay. What about who else have we not talked about? I'm getting confused here.
RNF, Yamaha, and VR46. I think that's the only two teams we haven't covered.
Yeah, go on then. What about VR46? That's Bezzecchi and Marini.
First of all, I don't like their livery. It's one of my least favourites on the grid.
Okay.
I preferred the Sky, but different sponsors now. So, Luca Mourinho, he's a slow burner. We saw that last year. Challenged for Moto2 Championship in, getting my years messed up here, 2020. This year, he looked good in Mandalika testing, but that could have just been a one-off fast lap. Not too sure. His name could be in there for some top 7, maybe pushing top 5 eventually.
7? It's very specific.
Yeah, I think I don't think he's going to be podium contention this year, like some people think he might be, but I think he could push potentially towards top 5 at some races later on in the year. Not straight away. He'll be challenging top 10 at the start of the year, probably.
All right, Dawn, same question to you. I guess, first of all, what do you make of the livery?
It's okay, but I must admit I preferred the Sky one too. Yeah, it was better.
Maybe it's a slow burner on us, that livery. Who knows?
Yeah, a bit like Luca.
Yeah.
I think top 10. You might get inside the top 10, but yeah, he is a slow burner. But yeah, I think he'll come good towards the end of the season, especially in the Italian rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, the team, meh. Yeah.
Yeah, the team. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're in good hands, aren't they? Let's be honest. They've got a very experienced staff, very experienced owners. So
everything going.
A lot of money behind them as well.
I don't know. I mean, just because it's VR46, I mean, doesn't necessarily mean it's Anyway, we'll wait and see before writing them off. The Yamaha RNF team, who's Darren Bender and Dovizioso.
Let's go Darren Bender straight away. Get this one up the way. What do I think of Darren? Oh,
you can say it. Go on.
I don't think he'll be very good. I think the team won't be very good in general, and I think Darren in MotoGP won't. He was definitely too big for a Moto3 bike, but I don't know if he'll make the jump work, because obviously only Miller has done it before. So historically, now it's got good backing with Miller doing it, but surely there's a reason why he is the only one who's ever made that jump before. So I don't have a lot of confidence with Darren or the team that he's with.
Oh, well, okay. Dawn, are they doomed to failure, as Luke seems to think?
Yeah, I don't think the odds are in the favour, really. You might try too hard, push too quick, to be pushing for the good finishes and that. So we will have to be careful.
Okay.
They do have Dovi, who obviously has been a championship contender before, but I just can't see it. Not
you think he'll struggle?
I think that half a year out, was half a year, 2/3 year out that he had last season was probably should have just called it a day when Ducati got rid of him, to be honest. But he's entitled to another try.
Maybe he'll single-handedly drag that team up and drag that bike up from the back of the grid, presuming that's where they're going to be.
Both of them will also be out of a ride at the end of the year.
Okay.
Dolly will probably retire, calling it now. This is his last year in MotoGP.
Well, I mean...
acceptable if it was.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be a shock, would it, Dawn, if he did call it quits or went to World Superbikes?
Yeah, I could see Dovey in World.
Yeah. I don't even know I think he's like my age now. So 25.
Yeah.
Sure.
Championships left in him yet.
I remember looking at his profile. I think, how old is he?
36.
Oh, crap. He's younger than me. Okay.
What is it?
He was born in 86. So he'd be 35,
Coming up 36.
Yeah, 34, 35. Yeah, still, not completely over the hill yet for Dovey, but according to Luke, they may as well just pack up and go home because you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Luke, how could you? It's terrible. But anyway, what do you think? Are you tuned in, listening live, or listening back to us on the Superbike Show? It's Motorsport Radio, and thank you again to people tuned in, listening live. Chris Howells has been on, and question, actually. People sending in questions. Please do so if you are listening live. One of the advantages of doing a live show versus a pre-recorded podcast, which can also be found at all good podcast providers and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I probably should have pre-read this instead of reading it silently in my head. Luke, I'm going to ask you this. Chris Howells says he reckons Marc Marquez might follow him, i.e. Livio Supo, to Suzuki for a title on another bike. What about that?
The only problem with the Marquez leaving Honda is he is tied in with a contract with Honda till 2024. But he can break that. He has enough money to break that out. But
I mean, what if he gets fired?
Unless he finishes outside the top 10, I don't see them firing him. He has been the man which has sort of held that team together since Danny Pedrosa sort of fell apart in 2018, literally.
Yeah, I mean, no one's absolutely immune from. He has had past couple of years, Don. He's struggled to put together a good run. We already know that he pushes way too hard and does himself a mischief, let's say, which affects the rest of his season. So, what's to say that won't happen again this year? And maybe the team are like, well, we know you're like one of the GOATs, but we want someone consistent. So off you go. And I don't know. I didn't. Could he? Is there a possibility? Maybe? Do you reckon in your mind that he would actually go and join Livio Supo to that team next year, or in any time in the future?
Yeah, I think he would definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't feeling good at Honda as well. You could think, well, he'd want to go anyway. So, and a point to prove, and on a different machinery. Yeah,
it could be a mutual parting of ways. So yeah, like you say, Luke, just because there's a contract technically in place doesn't mean it's going to stay there necessarily. Matty Hughes has been on, and he agrees with Luke on the Honda prediction. I forgot what you said now, to be honest, Luke.
That was be bad. Repsol will be decent, I think, pretty much.
Okay. Well, Matty says, after last season, they really need to get a bike that works better for all riders, both LCR riders. Could be exciting after this past season if they don't show more than last season. Maybe I misread that. But, general support for LCR.
They're a good team, but they're well run. It's just I don't think their two riders are up for it. I think Alex Marquez's confidence might have taken that too much of a hit from last year, and even in testing, obviously can't read too much into it, as I'll keep saying, but he wasn't. Yeah, I don't think he ever really got high up the order, I think. So.
You just reminded me of a question that I forgot, which I wanted to ask, actually. And I'll ask it to you, Dawn. Alex Marquez, is he out of his depth, really? It's not...
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
You know,
I mean, it must be hard for him as well with his brother. You know, you've always got that, or he must have. But no, I think he's had his day now.
Could he? I mean, would he? What about dropping down into Moto2 for a season and then coming back stronger, or is he really just No,
I wouldn't think he'd do that. Okay. You never know. World Superbike, would he go over there?
Possibly.
That seems to be a bit of a path now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think especially if. Honda have a door open with if Lecuona comes back, say, to MotoGP in some form with Honda.
Yeah.
Do a straight swap, yeah. Alex Marquez for Lecuona, it would work. I'm sure Alex Marquez would rather go to World Superbikes than back to Moto2, which he's already won, so.
Okay. Well, there we go. We decided that between us. Well done.
She's on a team, just.
Well, it's good so that we know where everyone's going next year, and just in case everyone else doesn't know, including the riders. But there we go. I think we've talked about every MotoGP team. I think
so.
Yeah, I think. Probably be a comment like, "Oh yeah, Leicester's forgot X, Y, Z." Wouldn't be the first time. Anyway, talking about a perfect opportunity to talk about Moto2 now, and now this is where my in-depth knowledge of some of the newer riders seems to get a bit fuzzy, so I'm going to heavily rely on you two for Moto2 previews. But let's do the same again, Luke. Pick a team, and in fact, let's do it in order of how well you think they'll do as a team, as a pairing. So who do you think's going to, I suppose, be champions?
As a team? Oh.
Yeah, why not? Who's got the best rider pairing in Moto2?
I'm frantically thinking through them all right now. My mind's gone straight to Sam Lowes and Arbolino, but I'm not sure how Arbolino will do. Trying to think who else there is off the top of my head.
Well, let's talk about them then. I mean, we talked a bit about Sam Lowes last week. I think in hindsight, I think we were a little bit too harsh on him.
You were a bit too harsh on
No,
Sam.
I think it was someone. Let's not point fingers. But yeah, we like Sam Lowes here, and that's the official line that we're going with until he bins it.
Yeah, that is an annoyance, but it is what it is. So does Jake Dixon, but
Yeah. So Sam Lowes. I mean, let's talk overall season then. I know we did it last week again, but I don't know. Maybe you've changed your mind, Luke.
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I do think he'll start off potentially slow with this sort of wrist injury he has, but he does like Qatar. He won both the opening rounds there last year. Same team, just a different teammate.
Did he come into last year with carrying any injuries or anything?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I don't know if Dawn will know, but I feel like he did, but I'm not. What was that the year before? Or am I getting confused?
See, these last 2 years have completely fried everybody's brain for me.
Was it 2020 that he came into it with a shoulder injury?
Yeah, 2020.
Okay, fair enough. So for you then, Dawn, Sam Lowes, his chances, is he going to be champion, or is he going to be a typical Brit and sort of do all right, and we're all going to cheer him on for a bit, and then he'll end up like third or something?
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's going to do it, unfortunately.
Oh.
No. Much as everybody's liking to, but no. He'll be thereabouts, but no.
Okay. The typical Brit thing is sort of it kind of always happens. It's a reference really to like tennis players. As soon as Wimbledon, there's always like one person every few years. It was like, oh, is he going to do it? No,
Yeah.
Of course not. But yeah, Sam Lowes, good luck. That's all we'll say. Overall team performance, though, for you for VDS, Luke?
I do think Sam will be the main rider there. Arbolino will take another year, I think, in Moto2 or maybe half a year to get up to speed in Moto2, because it was an average sort of rookie season last year in the Dynavolt team. So, and now he's stepping into a championship winning team, so they'll be expecting a lot, but it's whether he can deliver.
Yeah, and same question, Dawn. The team overall, how do you think Tony's going to do?
Yeah, like Luke said, really, there'll be a lot of pressure on him. Say, like, pressure crashes, but no, I don't think, I think Sam's going to be the one that's going to lead the way in that team.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's move on then and talk about who you've got pegged as the second best team of 2022, Luke.
I just remembered this team pairing. I completely forgot they were a thing this year. They were a team last year. The Red Bull KTM IO team with Acosta and Augusto Fernandez. Completely forgot they were together.
Yeah.
That is a pairing to to be afraid of as any other Moto2 team.
Okay.
Pedro Acosta. Is that all
he needs to be said? I think he's clearly one of the hottest names in the paddock, really, isn't he? I suppose. But Dawn, you're in agreement, I guess, because you're nodding your head. So
definitely, yeah. I'd throw Acosta down for the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you willing to change, Luke, your prediction about best team overall team pairing now, considering you just remembered?
I completely forgot that they were. I knew Pedro Acosta and Augusto Fernandez were in it, but I've just completely forgotten they were under the same team.
Yeah, well, write it off to COVID. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So they're going to be champions. Mark VDS are going to be roughly about second. Who are we choosing for third, Luke?
Oh, gosh. Again, I'm still trying to think of team pairings. Thinking of the VR46 team, I don't think they're going to do a lot this year with Vietti and Antonelli. It'll be a learning year with Antonelli and Vietti again. Jake Dixon at the Aspar team with Arenas. I think he's still his teammate off the top of my head.
Dawn, what do you think for third best rider pairing?
Canet, Aaron Canet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he could come good.
The Flexbox HP40.
Alex Chassis as well this year, isn't he, as well? Because he's moved to speed up, or Boskoski or whatever it is now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your thoughts on Aaron Canet or Canet?
Canet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he keeps a level head, because, he had some good rounds last year, it's just if he can keep it together and get past the checkered flag.
Luke's nodding.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Okay. It's a Canet thing to lose his head, so it's now if he's matured, I guess, in his riding, if he will keep it on the track for the whole race. Even in Moto3, he was a bit like that. Even when he was fighting for the championship, just sort of threw it away to Tyler Porter at the end of that year. So anything can happen with Canet.
Yeah, he might stop at the side of the track to get another tattoo or something mid-race. Who knows? But that might be a question for another show, actually. Who's the most tattooed rider ever in like MotoGP? I suspect it might be him, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to ask you for another. What about the Americans, Luke?
Yeah, I do know these two, Cameron Bobier and Sean Dillon Kelly. I'm excited about SDK.
I noticed you just perked up, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm actually American Moto America Supersport champion from last season. So obviously with the American team, it's a deserved move. Relatively young. I don't know how old he is off the top of my head.
I'm going to say quite young.
Yeah.
Without knowing exactly.
Relatively sounds about right. He won't he won't win or get podiums or anything this year, but it'll be a learning year again because it's massively
he's 20.
Massive change of machinery.
That's Kelly's 20. Yeah.
20?
Yeah. 2002. Jesus.
Bobier as well as his teammate. I think Bobier's on for a good year this year, to be honest. He came good towards the end of last year, especially in America. I imagine he will be on the podium, personally.
Okay. I just clicked on their profiles, and Bobier's older than I thought he'd be. Mm-hmm. I think he's 30. Or he's 29 at the moment. But your chances, or your thoughts on their chances, Dawn?
Yeah, Cameron, he needs to sort his qualifying out, I think. It was always low down qualifying. He got good race pace, though. He got top 10 race pace. So if he can just get in the qualifying, I think he'll come good.
Yeah. And any thoughts on Sean Dylan Kelly?
Like I say, I think it's just going to be a learning year for him. But they're a good team. They're under Hopper, aren't they? And yeah, I think good tuition. He'll come good for next year.
Okay. Fair enough. Right, Luke, who are we going to pinpoint next?
Let's stick with the Americans and go Joe Roberts, I suppose. This, I think, I imagine will be a crucial year for Joe Roberts going forward for if he will ever get a MotoGP ride. He'll need to sort himself out this year a bit. Did he only get 1 or 2 podiums last year? I can't think of him being up there very often. So he's in the Etel Trans team, which not a bad team. They've won the championship before. So I think this is a crucial year for Joe Roberts' future.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his stats now, Dawn, and he's had in 2021, 2020, 2019, 18 and 17, he's had in Moto2 1 podium. So he's not really living up to his reputation, really, is he?
No, it isn't really. In Qatar, though, he got pole in 2020 and got a front row start in 2021. So
3 poles, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see what he does this weekend, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, he's always one of them names who often gets name dropped as being sort of a one to watch, isn't he? But surprising when you actually sort of analyse the stats and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, he definitely tailed off last year.
Yeah. What about Dalla Porta, teammate? Any good?
Better.
Okay.
Too. I think he's potentially too small for the Moto2 bike in theory.
Too small? Oh.
He's tiny.
I've never actually met him. I don't know, but I'm going to investigate how tall he is.
You can just see from looking at him, he's one of those who is a sort of Danny Pedrosa height, where they're probably just about 5 foot.
163 centimetres. I don't know what that is in feet. I don't know.
Can't convert it. But yeah, I'm not expecting a lot from Dalla Porta again. I had high hopes when he came into Moto2, but no.
Okay. Well, statistically, he's done better in his overall. I mean, he's done nothing in Moto2, but he did get quite a few wins when he was in Moto3, Dawn.
Champion.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So, like I say, you do expect a bit of it to come through to Moto2, but it just hasn't shone for him yet.
Okay. Overall for you, Dalla Porta, I can see you sort of shaking your head, but is he... No,
I don't think he's going to do anything.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay. Next team then, Luke. Who's going to get the verdict from you?
See, this team, I just sort of want to know opinions on them because one rider in particular, the Speed Up Racing team with Romano Fenati.
Is he still going?
Yeah, he's just come back to Moto2 this year after getting kicked out that year for pulling the brake on.
Oh yeah, he was in Moto. Yeah.
We'll move swiftly on from that.
Well, I mean, I've always been a whenever everyone's been piling on after his last big incident, of many, I've always been I suppose, a voice of calm and reason, and been one to say, well, yeah, let's not entirely write his entire career off just yet. And I knew he'd be back racing when everyone was like, no, that's it. He might as well be dead. Revoke his license, go home. You might as well just, work in Tesco or something because you're never going to be racing again. I knew he'd be racing again. And he did come back and he got his license back. Fair play to him. He's fought his way back. He's had a couple of seasons struggling in Moto3. He's back in Moto2.
I think another thing that people didn't like when he came back was he was in Max Biaggi's team. And obviously we know Max Biaggi was a fiery personality. He seems to have calmed down a bit now. And I'm not sure if he still is, but I'm sure at one point he was managed by Yannone.
Oh, yes. I remember talking about that. He was...
Which is a whole other problem.
To be fair, I said at the time it would be an absolute car crash disaster relationship, that. And, it didn't spill out publicly, I don't think.
Together?
I've no idea. Dawn, do you know much about... I don't know. But overall, what are your thoughts on Fanati at the moment?
I'm not sure in Moto2. We'll have to see, especially on the Bosco-Skiro chassis, because it's the lesser of the 3 chassis that are in there. So,
okay,
the middle of the 3. He
was just like having a look on his profile. Born in 96. That would make him old. Actually, no, it's about middle of the road-ish. Not past it. But I suppose a question, Dawn, regarding Fanati. Can he recapture his old potential?
I don't think so, no. I think he's a bit past it now.
Oh. So all those character building years that he's had in Moto3, he's I guess become a little bit more humble, learnt that he's just needs to calm down a lot, and he has, I guess.
But unfortunately, he's remembered for the bad things, really, than his riding, so...
Many bad things.
Well, I suppose, but I mean, people can have a second chance.
But it gets a bit far when it's the 3rd and 4th chance, which it has been.
Fair enough,
to be fair.
There you go.
I actually do quite like Fanati as a rider. I think when he gets into the groove, he's very good. So.
Okay, and what about his teammate, who is...
Fermin Aldeguer.
Fermin, Aldeguer.
He did well in junior championship, I think, but I seem to remember, he got binned, or I don't know if he got binned off, but he got replaced in Moto2 last year, and I'm not...
After eight starts. To be honest, those 8 starts he had in Moto2, I don't think I watched it, so I know, next to nothing about this kid, so...
Yeah, I don't know either why he was replaced, but it happened. I think, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, He's a bit of an unknown to me.
Dawn, do you have any more intel on this young lad?
No, I'm just he replaced Montale last season.
Was he replaced by Montale? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't really know much about him.
Fair enough. Well, there you go. I mean, he did 8 rounds last year, and seemingly nobody still knows who he is either. So we'll just say good luck, especially against
Moto2, apparently.
Yes, he got a pole position in Moto2. Oh, he did Moto2 as well.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But nobody watches that. Anyway, next team, Luke.
Let me get back up the list. Who was I looking at? Let's go with, we've done them. Who looks like an interesting pairing? I am interested by Zonta van den Gorberg and Barry Baltus.
Yeah. You try and find their Twitter accounts, because I made a Twitter list on @Motorsport Radio, and I thought, oh, great, I'll just have everyone in a thing. And of course, everyone's going to be on Twitter. Everyone's going to be an easily accessible Moto2, Moto3. You try and find them. Anyway, sorry, carry
on. From what I know of them both, they're both very young. So, but the team they're with, I don't think it's a top spec, but I'm just interested to see. Yeah, I'm just looking at Baltus now. He's 17.
Barry Baltus. He sounds like it could be from Wigan or something, Dawn.
He's named after Barry Sheen. That is the reason he's called Barry.
Yeah.
His 7 as well is in the style of Barry Sheen. But yeah, he's 17, younger than me. But Zonta van den Gorberg, I've seen little bits of him. I don't really know too much again, but I'm just interested about how their futures will go.
Zonta, I know from having finally found his Twitter, and it's something like random and totally obscure, or I think you'd be really surprised how many people just don't update their social medias. So get in touch. There's enough people on this panel if you need a bit of social media-ing. Any riders? So there you go. If there's any F1 fans in, yes, you two are probably also going to call him Ricardo Zonta after the beleaguered talent of Brazil and one-time decent talent Ricardo Zonta. Just, I don't know why I thought of that. It's weird what you think of when you think of new riders' names. But Zonta van den Gorberg, Dawn, your thoughts on him? Do you have any? Do you know who he is?
Not really, no. Just like I say, young riders, so I think they'll be pushing to see what they can do to, make the mark in the championship.
Yeah.
So it will be see what they can do.
That might be a good point, actually, because, the only way, potentially, straight out of the trap, they're going to, like you say, want to make a big name. And, let's see. Already, Barry Baltus, keeping my eye on him. Just, he's got a cool name.
Not bad.
I like saying it. Barry Baltus. There you go. Sounds like Balti.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he's Belgian as well. You do expect him to be from...
Barry Baltus from Belgium.
Yeah, you don't expect that, do you? When you see him, you're like, it's a young Brit, but it's really not.
Anyway, we're not big question marks over the RW Racing GP team in Moto2. We don't know much about. What about the VR46 team?
Which one? The Master Camp or his actual one?
Yeah, the Master, the blue and yellow one. The kind of looks like a Ukraine bike.
What, the one with Kubo and Manuel Gonzalez?
Gonzalez and Kubo. That's him.
Yeah. Gonzalez, I think, has come across from World Supersport. He looked good there. I think he's one of the riders who actually made the move from Supersport 300 into Supersport and did well. So
he's another one whose Twitter account you can't find. I'm just saying. I got slightly crazy in the week looking for everybody's Twitter. That's all.
Sort it out, boys. Come on. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm not too sure on Kubo. I have no knowledge on him, but Gonzalez, I'm going to be keeping my eye on, I think.
Kubo last year, Dawn, did one race, and apparently in Moto2, it's unbeknownst to me, I didn't even, one race and he finished 42nd.
Oh.
Yeah, so, do you have any thoughts on that team? It's okay if you don't. Yeah, no, it's
No.
we're getting into the into the weeds, aren't we, of Moto2 now? I mean, the young up and coming talents. I mean,
Yeah.
There is MV Augusta, who aren't really young and upcoming talents, but they're there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's talk about them all.
Simone Corsi, been around for a while, hasn't he? At this point, he's been since 2002. He's been in World Championship racing in 125cc.
Blind.
He finished second before in 125s, but Moto2, he had a couple good years, but recently it's been sort of 24th, the last 3 seasons. So not expecting big things from Corsi. So yeah, he'll be there. There's a good thing with Corsi. Make up the numbers.
Wow. Okay. Dawn, Ramirez, just having a quick glance at his stats, has yet to have a Moto2 podium. I think that's right. Yes. He's podiumless currently in Moto2. Will he change that this year on that bike?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Not quite got it, I don't think.
Okay. So total write-off then for that team by the panel. Okay. Who's next, Luke?
Let me get on my list again. Keep coming back to me. Let's go with the...
We talked about the Grassini Moto2.
Oh, I was just looking for them. What's that? Salac and Zacconi.
Yes.
Salac is one I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. I liked him in Moto3. He was definitely too big for the Moto3 bikes. He's got a gangly frame on him. So I'm looking forward to see what he can do on a big bike.
Okay.
I imagine he'll probably high side a couple of times, but getting used to the change. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Interesting. Okay. Your thoughts, Dawn?
Yeah, I'm the same as Luke. It's always exciting when a Moto3 rider moves up to Moto2. Yeah, it'd be good to see what he can do. And he is more suited, I think, to a Moto2 machinery. Definitely.
Okay. Interesting to see as well how less gangly he does or appears on
yeah.
on
Or
that
suited.
bike.
He was all arms and legs on that Moto3 bike when you see him. But his teammate, Zacconi, 2 years in Moto E, 5th and 12th in the last 2 years. Bit of an unknown, really, I'd say, coming into this. Been in Supersport before.
Okay.
Wasn't really a contender on that, but yeah, an unknown coming into this. Not sure how a Moto2 bike compares to a Moto E bike.
Zucconi. I'm thinking of zucchini. Never
Probably.
mind. Yeah, sorry. Thinking of food. Okay, next one. We talked about the Honda Teen Asia team. I don't think we have yet.
Briefly mentioned Agura earlier. And
did you?
Prediction that he'll be in MotoGP.
Yeah, I was paying attention.
Clearly. But yeah, Agura is one I'm keeping my eye on this year. He'll be podium contender at multiple rounds, I want to say. And I reckon he will be Taka's replacement in MotoGP next season. So putting that on him already.
Okay, wow. Dawn, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. We've not... See, I've completely forgot. I don't know. It's a brain, COVID brain. Have we talked about Liquid Molly yet? The intact GP Alcoba, Schrotter?
Yeah, I'm not. Schrotter's always there. He's never won a race in Moto2, and he's been there. But he's never got a podium in. Wait, hang on. Yeah, I've clicked the wrong person. No, yeah, I've clicked the wrong person, mother. He has never got a race win since 2012 in Moto2. He's had 5 podiums, so there is that, but I'm not expecting a lot from Schrotter. The last couple of years, he's been there or thereabouts with like 8th, 9th, 10th in the championship. So
Okay. And his young teammate, Jeremy Alcoba, I think he's 21, I'm going to say, ish. Dawn, how do you fancy his chances?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's got what it takes.
You're very brutal, Dawn.
I know.
You're very decisive, aren't you? You're like, no, he's not going to do. No, I've decided, and that's
Yeah.
Luke's the opposite. I think he was last week. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had marked from where he was sitting on the fence. So. But you've both done good with predictions and opinions and stuff, which is what we like here on the Superbike Show on Motorsport Radio. And get your opinions into us, or comments or questions, as people already have been doing. John Newman.
All right.
That's your dad, isn't it?
Yeah.
He reckons Pecco for the win this weekend.
Yeah.
And Wayne Edwards has been on, says KTM will definitely struggle.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And Matty Hughes. Sorry, it sounds like I'm reading this because I am. Matty Hughes has been on. He says, fancy writing off Honda and Marquez. Aprilia have been quick. They've got top speed as well in testing. And Chris Howell's back on, and he said Aprilia may need consistent riders. Crying, laughing emoji. Schrotter appears to, this is Chris Howells, he says Schrotter, Marcel Schrotter? Whatever, him. Appears to have been around for years, probably older than me. And a question here for, going to ask Dawn. Question here is coming in from Mr. Jack Hammersley saying, do you think the MV Agusta will get another pole at Valencia? Bit specific.
Yes, it might do.
There you go. For reference, if you just tuned in, Jack is in the same room as Dawn, I believe.
Yeah.
So, hello, Jack. So there's a couple. How many other teams? I've completely lost my.
There's what they call the SAG, SAG, whatever you want to call them, the Indonesian team.
Oh yeah,
Rodrigo and Ben Schneider.
Oh, the Mandalika.
That's the one.
SAG. I think that stands for something, and I think I should probably know what it is. But I don't.
I'll go straight in with Rodrigo and say that he won't do anything. He was the king of the high side in Moto3, so on a bigger bike, how is he going to be compared to a little Moto3 bike? So he needs to calm down. It's probably the best thing with Rodrigo, because he also sort of built up a bit of a bad boy reputation in Moto3 at some rounds with some rather, I think in qualifying in Austria or in free practice, he knocked off a few people that weekend and sort of built a bit of a reputation and name for himself. And then either a couple of weeks before or after, got the move to Moto2, and that shocked everyone. I think is the best way to say it with Rodrigo.
Does he need to cool his jets, Dawn, old Rodrigo?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And perhaps a bit if he jumped too soon.
Okay, and what about his teammate Bo? What are your thoughts on him?
There again, he's always one of them that's always thereabouts, but I just don't think he's going to add up to anything.
Oh dear, blimey!
A good high side at Mazzano and saved it, so that was pretty cool. He's not had a podium in Moto2, so we'll see. With Bo, he's another one of those I quite like for some reason. No reason behind it, but
well, you're allowed to like someone for no reason. It is allowed.
He's just there.
He's there. Which is a nice way of saying he's just filling the grid.
No, unlike quality at this point, but we'll see. A bit like Manzi ended up doing. He was the MV that took the pole at Valencia. Think about that.
Okay. And next is the VR46 with Vietti and Antonelli. We've not talked about them yet. Luke, your thoughts?
Well, Antonelli, it'll be a learning year. He's stepping up from what seems like a lifetime in a Moto3, really. How's he been in Moto3 for? Since 2012, he was in Moto3.
Jeebus.
So this will be a difficult year, I reckon, for Antonelli to learn a bigger bike. But I imagine he's been training on a Yamaha R1 with Rossi. So he could go okay, but he won't set the world alight this year. And same with Vietti. I expect a little bit more from him than last year. But again, that team won't be as good as when they had the likes of Bezzecchi and Marini in there and Bagnaia previously.
Okay. Dawn, is Luke being a bit harsh?
No, I agree. It's big shoes to fill, like Luke said, from Bezzecchi and Marini, but like a learning year for both of them. But I'd like to see Antonelli, do something towards the end of the season and go into 23 with promising form.
Okay. And with that, I think we have actually talked about every team, unless I'm very much mistaken, as Murray Walker might once have said. I think, please do correct me, dive in, don't make me look a fool. I think, we have talked about every team now, I think. And our official verdict, I think, if I can round up what we've all said, is that basically, we like half the grid and we don't like the other half of the grid. Is that roughly right? Yeah. I think, yeah. And if you, I don't know, if you're still listening live, thank you and hello. This is the Superbike Show. It's Motorsport Radio. And we are still talking and previewing the 2022 season in MotoGP. We've talked quite a lot about quite a lot of people. And now we're going to talk even more about more people. It's Moto3. And I suspect this is where I'm really going to struggle because, there's quite a lot of new people here, and hopeless trying to find their Twitter accounts. Sorry, it absolutely drove me mad in the week, and give us a call if you need any social media stuff. There are people here who can help. Shall we start? Let's do it in alphabetical order. I think is the fairest way of doing it this time round. Luke, I can't even pronounce half of these names. The MTA team with their riders that they've got there.
MTA team? Oh, I haven't got it up yet. Where are we?
Moto3, I'm just looking on the website.
Who are the riders that they've got?
They are Stefano Nepper and Ortola, Ivan Ortola.
Straight away, I can say, not aware who Ortola is. He's one of the rookies that's come through that I'm not. I think he's a rookie, and I'm not too.
He's very much a rookie.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on who he is. Nepper has been around for a few years now. Not got a podium to his name, but he's one of those that seems like some weekends he could, and then it just sort of doesn't happen for one reason or another with Nepper. But hopefully he'll get his first podium this year. You never know with Moto3. Anything can happen. Yeah, already struggling to know who people are. But there you go. Dawn, I can't even pronounce the team name. Angel Lus MTA team with Nepper and Ivan Ortola. A lot you know a lot about. Yes? No?
No, not much. I've heard of Napper, and like you say, he's always been there. And with Moto3, anything can happen. So you might make his way a bit further up the grid this season.
Yeah, in some ways it's a bit redundant us doing like a full season preview, because I mean it's, you know, like Don says, anything could happen. I mean, you could be Anna Carrasco at the back of the grid, and then suddenly something happens on the last lap, and then you're in the top 3.
Yeah, it's crazy, but very good to watch.
Exactly. Yeah, consistently one of the best championships on 2 and 4 wheels anywhere in the world. Talking about Anna Carrasco, her team, and she didn't set the world alight in pre-season testing, as we were talking about last week. But Dawn, what can she and the team do this year, if anything?
Yeah, I think she'll be mid-pack. I don't expect a podium place finish for her for this year. Okay, so to be polite, let's say a learning year? Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Or she might just surprise everybody. Maybe not surprise herself, but she might just surprise the naysayers and me, and actually get a podium. And maybe even a win. Who knows? Because, as we were just saying, a couple of good slipstreams on the last lap. Boom, you're there, basically. Luke, your chances, or your thoughts on Anna Carrasco's chances in Moto3?
Not a lot this season. I'm going to be brutally honest with it. I do rate what she's done in the sport. I do have a lot of respect for her, but I don't see a lot working out this year. But I do think I'm going to repeat myself a lot and say anything can happen. It's Moto3. It isn't a very unpredictable class, so she could rock up and get consistent top 10s and a podium here and there and silence all of her critics, but I'm not expecting it.
Okay. I mean, I don't think she has that many critics. I really don't. I haven't seen, doesn't mean there isn't any, but I haven't seen, I've not been looking out for it either, any critics of Anna Carrasco. I think generally the general consensus is roughly what you said, Luke, is that, you've got a fantastic hard-charging rider who's overcome a phenomenally terrible injury last year. It could have easily, ended everything. And not only is she literally back to fitness, one guesses, but she's back on a bike. And fair play. Her teammates, not to be overlooked. David Munoz, someone I actually genuinely know nothing about, and neither does the MotoGP website because they don't even know his date of birth.
He won't be there at the first round. He's too young.
Well, there you go.
He won't be there until Mugello, I don't think.
Yeah, well, even so, I still know nothing about him. So,
there will be people out there who know about the junior classes and will be saying.
Oh yeah, I actually watched more CEV races last year than Moto3 and Moto2.
I think he was decent in testing. I want to say he was up there in testing, and then obviously can't race for the first few rounds because obviously he's not of the age to be allowed to. So he's being replaced by Gerard Riou, who I also know nothing about.
Okay. Well, there you go. Luke, I'll let you pick the next team because I'm really struggling to identify even people who... there's
CF Moto's probably a good way to go with the next one in alphabetical order with Xavi Artigas and Tatai. Xavi Artigas obviously used to be a Leopard, got a win, a couple podiums maybe here and there, wasn't as good as his teammate Dennis Foggia, and found himself without a rise, moving into the CF Moto Racing Bristol GP team, to give them their full name, but I'm not even too sure on CF Moto because I I've never heard of them before. I don't know.
Okay.
Where they've come from.
We're all shaking our heads, Dawn. Can you shed some light?
No, not really, unfortunately, no.
Okay. How about, instead of, I'm guessing the further, I kind of thought this might happen, the further down the order we go, the less knowledgeable I'll kind of be, or something like that. What about teams that stand out? Let's do it a bit differently. Instead of going through all of the teams and going, I don't know, do you know? I don't know. No idea. Kaito Toba and Joel Kelso.
Joel is one to watch. I think a rookie coming through. I've seen him red. I can't say I've watched him. I haven't really watched a lot of CUV racing, but I've heard good things about Joel. So I'd like to hope that he will do decent this season in the world stage.
Okay, Dawn, your thoughts?
Yeah, I've not really heard too much about him, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the teammate Kaito Toba, been around quite a few years since. I think this would be his 6th season in Moto2. I think he's won one race. I think so far.
Yeah. So I think perhaps he could move up the order this year.
Yeah. Okay. But chances, I mean, do you rate them? Are they on your radar for doing anything special?
No.
Okay. Very decisive.
His one win was at Qatar, though, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Well.
I might be completely wrong. And probably am. No, yeah, 2019, Qatar. But, yeah, I'm not expecting a lot from Toba. But hopefully Kelso can find his way up the grid this season.
Yeah, okay. And what about Moto3? The Gas Aspar team, Luke?
I'm expecting big things from both of them. Sergio Garcia and Isa Guevara.
Yeah, Guevara.
Garcia obviously challenged for the championship last year until he had, it might have been a problem with like his kidneys or something. I don't think he broke a bone. He had like an injury of some sort. I think he got it at America, but he'll challenge for the championship again, definitely. And I think Guevara will be there or thereabouts as well, where it's his 2nd year in the class now. Yeah,
how do you rate them, Dawn?
Yes, I agree. I've got them on my list for both of them for potential race winners this season.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Leopard Racing, then. Who's in that? Dennis Foggia and Tatsuki. I can never say his name. Messed it up already. Tatsuki Suzuki.
Top pre-season testing in Portimao, the both of them. So I think that just shows, they are a dominant team in Moto3 as well. Leopard. They've produced some good champions. So I think one of them are they're both championship contenders, and most likely one of them will win the championship if Suzuki doesn't crash as much as he was at the Seek 58 team last year. But we'll see.
Is it then, Dawn, between Leopard and Aspar for the for top honours?
Yeah, I've got Dennis Foggia down for the championship, I think. Yeah, Leopard, they've got the fastest bike in a straight line, no doubt, and yeah, definitely. And like if Suzuki can keep on the bike, I think they'll do really, really well. Okay,
fair enough. And Luke, next team that we're going to look at.
Let's go Husqvarna.
Yay!
Let's go to a Brit with John Mcphee and
Mcphee. Love him. It's fantastic. Always said great things about John Mcphee, especially in testing.
I can confirm you didn't, but John Mcphee, he is hit or miss, isn't he? At the end of the day, he is. Is this his final year in Moto3 before he gets kicked out for age limit as well? Yeah. So I thought it was last year, but obviously not. But he is under the guidance of Biaggi, like we said earlier, with Fanati, and Fanati made the jump up, and he's on the older side of a Moto3 rider. He's not the youth that are coming through. So there is potential with John, but whether it will happen or whether, as Lester says, he'll do the British rider thing and maybe fall short multiple occasions.
Wow, using something I've said and using it against me to describe your own thoughts and feelings. Sorry, John, if you're listening. We do love you, really, though, don't we, Dawn?
Yes, we do, but unfortunately, I don't think he's going to do much.
Oh. Well, I, for one, stand with our Scottish riding champion of 2022.
I was just going to say, champion this year, surely.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if someone wants to give me a tenner, I'll put a tenner on.
Probably get good odds as well.
I would get extremely good odds. Yeah, and well, I've been right about even crazier things. But there you go. John Mcphee, it's him knowing that it's basically his time's up in Moto3. Will that make him a bit more... It's not going to make him more cautious, is it? It's going to be... Yeah.
Probably a bit more pressure on him, really, because, you know, for the ride for Moto2, so we've got to stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's going to be a tough season for him.
Well, last week we suggested, me and Luke, that he'd either go up to Moto2 or end up in BSB next year.
Mm.
What do you think? Can you see John Mcphee in BSB?
I can't, no, I don't think I could.
Maybe World Superbikes, maybe?
Yeah, World, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think personally you want to go to Moto2.
Well, yeah, that would be his main aim, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I still stand by my theory of he'll end up in BSB. I don't know. I don't see John finding his way into World Superbikes as such, but I imagine he could probably get a decently paid ride in BSB, so for his career it will probably be the best route to go, especially if Taron McKenzie moves up to Worlds in 2023. Could John slip into the Yamaha team? Pretty sure, yeah.
Maybe
sure was McCam's at one point as well. Pretty sure they gave him something to do with a training bike at one point. Okay.
Interesting theory. If you want to make that official prediction that he's going to be in BSB next year.
It all depends on what Taron does.
Yes. Yeah. And we've not even heard from Paul Bird's team yet.
Yeah.
I suspect something will be afoot soon. Sponsor.
Probably tomorrow.
Probably, yeah, 9 a.m. So after we've talked about it and stuff, and a couple of other people in Moto3. As I said, it's probably best to not go through all the randoms like we started doing. But what about then who have we not talked about here?
Amlav.
Yes.
Let's go straight with them. Scott Ogden and Josh Watley.
Two people I actually know quite a lot about, actually.
You can help out here a bit then.
Well,
Scott was, from what I know, decent in Rebel Rookies and CEV. He won a round in the CEV.
Yeah, last season, didn't he? Yeah.
So, and he was relatively fast in testing as well for a rookie. So, and for a rookie team as well. So, under the guidance of Taylor McKenzie and Michael Laverty, I think he could go on to something in the future. Not this year, but give him some time, and I think there's talent there, definitely.
Both graduates, Dawn, of the Fab Racing Mini Bikes British Championship, where I know them from. And both did fantastically well before both going to Spain and doing untelevised things there, which meant I lost them for a couple of years. But no, Josh did the British Talent Cup, I think, in its first season. For most of that, and then he ended up in like the Junior Supersport in BSB or whatever it was called, and then went back out to do more stuff. But Josh Watley, big potential, just because he wasn't topping the timesheets or up with Scott, who seems to have the momentum in terms of PR in a PR race. Let's say he is probably one to watch, a very, very, very quick young lad and a dark horse for the entire championship, I'd say. But your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree, yeah. I do think perhaps Scott a little bit more than Josh will do slightly better this year, I think. I think going into it, yeah, definitely. Like a learning year, like you said, for both of them, but under the guidance of the team manager, they'll have a great season, I think.
Yeah, and that's another, I suppose, an interesting point as well. A lot will and has been talked about the inexperience of Taylor Mackenzie as manager. He's clearly a nice guy, nice lad. How will that translate into him being a team manager in that role, though? Managing, because, I mean, being a great organizer of things, and I don't even, he's completely unproven, isn't he? So but I think we're all in general agreement, that we all really want them to do really well.
We do.
So and it's great to have a fully British team on the grid. Yeah, so literally flying the flag for the UK. And I think there's one other team, that we've not talked about in Moto through a couple. The Snipers, did we talk about them? I can't remember.
No.
Do you want to? I don't know.
We've got Mourinho and Sura, who I believe are also both VR46 graduates.
Any thoughts on them?
Mourinho is one of the ones who is always there or thereabouts, but never really has the consistency to put in a full-on championship charge. It will look good for a part of the year. You'll think, this guy can do something, and then it will just fall apart at some point, and he'll have a few bad results in a row. So, could be his year, could not be. Depends how his consistency is.
Yeah.
In agreement, Dawn? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Fair enough. I can't remember, as I said, my brain's going. I can't remember. Did we talk about the Red Bull KTM?
We haven't yet, no, with Messier and Hockenheim.
Yes. Team to, I suppose, well, I don't even know, to be honest, how much expectation would be on that rider pairing?
On Messier, I'd say a lot.
Yeah.
He got absolutely walked by his teammate last year, who was a rookie, so there's a lot of pressure now to go out there and almost do the same thing, because he's been around for a while. He's been in the Leopard squad. He didn't get along with them. He's now in Akio's team, so...
This would be his 6th season in Moto2, I think.
Realistically, he should be a championship favourite, but whether he will be, I don't know.
Will he do it, Dawn? No, I don't think so. I think he'd have done it by now. But like I say, I think he's going into this season a lot on his head, really. He's got to prove something, a lot of pressure.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I can't think of any other relevant... If there's anything else, Luke, just shout it out. But is there anyone else in Moto3 that we really must shine a light on and say, those are the guys, those are the young lads who we need to watch out for? I think we've covered most of the teams.
I think the only other one I would mention is Deniz Oncu, who is mentored by Kenan Sofuoglu. Is that how you
Sofuoglu? Yeah.
Oglu, yeah. Obviously trains with Top Rack Raskatioglu, who is World Superbike champion. Deniz is a bit of a wild one. probably learns that from Keenan in their training, and you see their videos together. But Dennis needs to calm down. It's probably the best way to say it. In racing and social media as well, because I've seen he fires on both as well on full cylinder. Really,
wow. He's a bit of a fanati in the making, is he?
I wouldn't go that far, but
okay.
I think Keenan, who I imagine is his manager, will have to rein him in a bit this season. And he's in the KTM Tech 3 team, so if he wants the chance to move up to Moto2 and be successful in this paddock, then he's going to have to calm down, especially on social media. You can't build a bad name for yourself on there nowadays.
Well, this is true. Dawn, do you have any thoughts on? Do you agree with Luke?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so like I say, didn't he get banned from a couple of races last season?
He did. That was after the Americas crash.
That crash, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, he'll have to go into it a bit more serious, I think, this season. But yeah, he's definitely one to watch.
He has the talent. He's just
definitely
a bit of a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Blimey. Well, we will. I guess that gives us grounds to keep an eye on him for his own good. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. But we will certainly keep an eye on him. But how well do you think that all these young whippersnappers are going to be whizzing around, especially at Qatar, or for the season, let's say? Get in touch, have your say, and let us know as comments keep flooding in all the time, because we do this show live, and it is also available to download as a podcast if you so care about those sorts of things. Podcasts are really great if you're driving long distances, let's say, I don't know, to a racetrack. It's a thing. But yeah, you can go and check out, I think we're on every podcast platform now. I can't remember. Just search Motorsport Radio. And also the website, motorsport.radio as well. A place for loads of fantastic articles by Luke Newman. And also Dawn writes articles as well. And you were doing quite a lot of, to be honest, there's so much stuff you do, Dawn. I can barely keep up. But tell us have you got any sort of anything big, any in terms of articles on the horizon, a season preview, an opinion piece, or an expose on who is going to be riding for Paul Bird or something? I don't know.
Yeah, that is like on my Facebook groups, and that is the main thing that everybody's just waiting for. But I think we all know who the riders are going to be. And because he announced that he's got Michael Dunlop riding for him for the TT, everyone was saying, but he hasn't announced BSB. But I personally think perhaps he's waiting for Josh to come back from Australia, and then they can have an all bells and whistles big, photo shoot for Brooks and his 2022 teammate, whoever that will be. But so we'll have to wait and see. That's the main thing now. I always sort of think perhaps all the teams have made the announcements, but you just never know. If these riders keep, popping up in teams, or a new team might come about. So just always there watching all the time. Yeah,
it will be our one of our main focuses on the Superbike Show, obviously the BSB Championship and the support categories as well, because we like to keep track of all the gossip in the paddock as well, because it's news and it gives us a great opportunity to talk about the gossip as well. So yeah, as you did actually touch on there, Dawn, our next bit of, I suppose, news, really. Michael Dunlop this week confirmed as riding in the Northwest 200. So that's going to be I'd say good. A lot of positivity following that announcement. Not much to say apart from, well, we'll just have to sort of wait and see how it goes, I suppose. But do you have any opinions, Dawn? Is it good for the team? Is it good for him? It's definitely good for the fans.
Yeah, I suppose it's good for everybody, really. And back in 2015, had Ian Hutchinson riding for him on the Kawasaki, and they had a really good year. He got a first, a second, and a third. So, Michael's capable of a win and podium finishes. So you could say there's a little bit of pressure because Paul Bird will be expecting something good. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Michael Dunlop, can you?
You can't go wrong with Michael Dunlop, Luke.
No.
I agree. I do want to ask, have Ducati done the Isle of Man TT before in recent years? Because I personally can't think of any. There might be, but I know Brooks had banged on that he wants to go, so he's probably going to be a bit jealous.
I don't think I can't remember if it happened or not because of COVID, but wasn't John McGuinness originally signed on to do something?
Dunlop apparently was as well, but then all
COVID, everything got cancelled, and then it's irrelevant now, I suppose. But yeah,
we're on the TT this year, though. I think there's some big names with big manufacturers.
Indeed, yeah, TT, and for the first time ever, as we discussed last week on the show, it's going to be live streamed on the internet for I forgot how much it's going to cost.
$14.99.
Not much if you're compared to the cost of actually going there, and as great as that is, 15 quid seems very reasonable for an entire week plus. I think, I'm sure you'd be able to watch it on demand as well after the event.
Yeah,
maybe I'm sure you would. So yeah, check that out.
Live commentary from Steve Day as well.
Steve Day, live commentary from Steve Day, his so far only confirmed commentary gig this year. We'll talk more about BSB and who the potential commentators might be on next week's show. By the way, you just reminded me, it is Steve Day's birthday today. He is my age. So that's a thing. He's done really well, though. Steve Day, happy birthday, Steve. And let's just hope for us as fans that the TT isn't going to be the only place where we'll be able to hear his voice this year, having stepped down from MotoGP's commentary at the end of last year. So Steve Day, we will try and get him on the show again at some point soon for some reason. Anyway, being vague now. I'm mumbling. But yeah, happy birthday, Steve Day. I did have a list of birthdays whose birthday it actually was. Luke, you was keeping a track of another person's birthday.
I think I read it was Terry Reimer's birthday. Saw that on Gino Ria's Twitter, I think.
Is it?
I think so. I think that's what I read. Gino might be wrong because that's the only place I've seen it, but...
Okay. Happy birthday, Terry. And there was another rider who I neglected to write down on my sheet. I just wrote Steve Day. So it's Steve Day's birthday twice now.
Gino matters, apparently.
Well, he's on my sheet, so it's on my list. If you're not on the list, you don't have a birthday. But if it is, or if you have an upcoming birthday, let us know. We'll mention it, and you can, I don't know, especially if you're looking for some sponsors, be good to, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I think we've talked about almost everything. I don't think there's anything that we have neglected to talk about. Any big news? There's been no big news break tonight, has there?
No, I just wanted to wish Sam Cox all the best because he's been got the all clear this week.
Yes, he did release a video today or yesterday, I think.
Yesterday.
Yeah, and we've been sort of monitoring his progress and have been sharing his videos on the BSB Fans and Support Classes Facebook group. And there's an interesting video of him doing an interview with, I think it was, I forgot the name of the YouTube channel, but it was like an hour and a half long really fascinating thing. And you get to, if you don't really know Sam, you get to sort of really understand his mindset, which was very inspirational, I have to say. I don't know, it made me sort of feel happy for him, really. So, yeah, check that out. We did put a copy of it up on motorsport.radio as well. So
I want to also say about Brad Jones with RST. They've got a video coming out as well.
Yes, I did share that briefly, and I'm looking forward to that one. Brad, I don't know, if he wants to get back on a bike and race, then, yeah, we'd all love to see him back.
I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, for most people, I think, yeah.
I think that's what the video is going to be all about. I've seen that he was with Scott Redding over in Spain, I think, at the moment.
Yes, usually does a lot of training with Scott.
What came into, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I think that's a good position to having talked ourselves to death about riders we very passionate and know a lot about, to absolute strangers who don't even have Twitter accounts. What, in this day and age? Let us know if you need any social media. Anyway, thank you very much. We wasn't able to get hold of Kristian Chamberlain. He apparently was stuck in traffic. Swear, according to his last text. But maybe he'll be on next week's show. Who knows? And we'll, from now on, I think, depending on whenever Luke can hire the studio at his uni, we'll sort of work around that. So
and it works as well.
And when it works. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm guessing we'll be back next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Back next Wednesday then, there you go. And Dawn, your first venture on Motorsport Radio on the Superbike Show, how did you find it?
Oh, it's been great, thank you. Thank you very much for having me, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, and yeah, keep up the good work on everything, doing everything, sharing, and yeah, nobody keep up, basically. And yeah, Luke, you continue to, I don't know, do some more articles on our website, motorsport.radio. Anything big coming up?
I'm theorising over what the grid will be for next year in MotoGP currently, so that'll be coming out soon. Next year? Yeah. Let's get this first round out of the way first. Yeah, well, it's always fun to have an opinion on what it will look like. We didn't do all the predictions, did we? You know what? Yeah, I had to win the championship. Okay, and very quickly, Dawn, championship?
Pecco Bagnaia.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I've already said Quartararo anyway, so there you go. Fastest predictions in the world. Thank you very much for tuning in, whether it's been live, downloaded, listen again. I will be back hopefully next week. Yeah, thank you very much. This has been Motorsport Radio. Bye.
Join the conversation. Contact the show on Twitter, on Facebook, and on our website, Motorsport Radio.